Okay, this should be connected. So, we are working on a local LLM implementation for the Elite Intel using Queen 3. Josephied Queen 3 in this case. And there are all kinds of hurdles we'll have to overcome with the local LLM.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Power to engines. Landing gear up.
Landing gear already deployed.
Landing gear up.
Landing gear already deployed.
Alright, that would be first hurdle right here. It does not understand the command properly. Deploy landing gear, but it needs to be... It needs to understand difference between up and down. And it sees the first one, I think. Let's clarify the up and downs right here in
Voice
the commands.
input enabled. Good afternoon.
Alright, landing gear up.
I've reviewed the key bind.
Enter Super Cruise.
We are mass locked. FTL is not available.
Alright, let's try that again.
Summarize key data from params.
Enter Super Cruise.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Open Galaxy map.
Route set.
Let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
The ship is currently en route to Air Crew TGSB 51-15 on a Star Class M. Fuel star trajectory. Traffic data indicates steady flow with no disruptions. Death data shows no recent incidents. All systems are operating within normal parameters. The ship has arrived at its final destination, Air Crew TGSB 51-15. New system discovered.
Open FSS and scan.
System scan complete.
Open Galaxy map.
Route set.
Alright, get us out of here.
Frameshift drive charging.
The ship is currently en route to air crew WXJC-25-23, a fuel star of Star Class G. Traffic data indicates normal operations. Death-related data is also stable and consistent, with no anomalies detected. All systems are operating within expected parameters. The ship has arrived at its final destination, air crew WXJC-25-23. New system discovered.
Open FSS and scan.
System scan complete.
Open galaxy map.
Route set.
Enter hyperspace.
The hyperspace hums with a steady pulse, like the breath of the carrier itself.
Let's go.
We glide through the folds of space.
Frameshift drive charging.
The ship is currently en route to air VXJC-25-80, operating on a Star Class M fuel star. Traffic data indicates steady movement through hyperspace. No recent deaths have been reported. All systems are stable and operating within expected parameters. The ship has arrived at its final destination, air crew VXJC-25-80. New system discovered.
Open FSS and scan. Yeah, so it did hallucinate on enter hyperspace for some reason. Let's enter supercruise. Alright, so that's not even in the log, which means most likely what happened is speech to text did not translate correctly.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor. Life detected in 7.
Run biome analysis on planet 7.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. I notice Planet 7 isn't currently in our system data. We might have missed it during the last scan, or it could be part of a newly discovered region. Let me cross-reference with the carrier's logs to confirm its status.
Okay, the correct command was executed and the key was passed correctly as well, but it appears It appears that we didn't find it. Problem with biome scans on the local LLM is that there's simply not enough tokens because there's a lot of data that it has to munch. So in order to train the data, I have to find the planet in question, and instead of sending all the information about our system, just send that planet. So let's stop over here and see what happens.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Run biome analysis on planet 7. Okay, we arrived at the correct handler. Instructions. Planet is 7. And these are our locations. That's a primary star. This is planet 1. Planet 2. Three. 4. 4A. Which one is this? That's 5. And this one is 7. So we should be able to find this one, theoretically.
Analyzing planetary. And biome data stand by. Planet 7 is not currently listed in our system data. We may need to verify if it's part of a known star system or if there's a record of its discovery. I'll cross-reference with the fleet carrier's logs and update you shortly.
Yeah, that is a hallucination, definitely. That is a hallucination. We should have gotten in here. Replace this with a chain loop.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Run biome analysis on planet 7. Okay, so the short name is 1,
Analyzing planetary
2,
and biome data stand
3,
by.
4, 4A, 5, 7. That's true, that's true. Oh. That's the problem right here. Okay, so now we should get there. That was not hallucination, that was my bad.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Run biome analysis on Planet 7.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. We're currently analyzing biome data for Planet 7. While the specific biome details aren't available in our records, I've cross-referenced with the carrier's environmental logs and exobiology archives. The planet exhibits a temperate climate with a dense, mixed forest biome spanning its midlands. These forests are home to a variety of symbiotic flora that interact with the
That is most definitely a hallucination, because we don't have forests in this game. Okay. Which means I need to adjust instructions, and probably 4B is not enough for this. So let's crank up the analysis to 8. Let's crank up the analysis to do different LLM. Queen 3, 8B. Let's see what they do.
voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Run biome analysis on Planet 7.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. Krondor, the biome analysis shows Fontikilua's surface is a chaotic mix of bacterial mats thrashing like angry jellyfish and fumarole vents spewing sulfur geysers. We're sitting on a soup of methane and toxic sludge, perfect for culturing extremophiles. No sign of oxygen breathers yet, but the biosignatures are strong. Time to deploy the exosuits and start sampling.
Okay, so the larger LLM did the right thing, but very verbose. Repose, response. However, this is still supposed to go through analysis endpoint. An analysis endpoint for local LLM should build this analysis prompt that already has return minimalistic, brief and concise answer. Well, I don't know how else to tell it to make responses shorter. However, at least this time it gave a reasonable prediction.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor. Life detected in 6.
Run biome analysis on Planet 6.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. Krondor, I detect a glitch in the biome matrix. Planet 6 isn't logged in the system's biosphere registry. Did you mean to analyze a different world, or shall we recalibrate the scanner for unknown terrain? Voice input enable. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Run biome analysis for planet 6. Alright, so this is what we are sending to LLM. This is the data to analyze. Map of the genus to different biomes and the information about the planet. Plus instructions on how to interpret this. If this is too many tokens, if this is too much text for it to analyze.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by.
Alright, we got a response. That's a huge response, look at it. Okay, holy crap, that's a lot. Let's get root. Instead of returning possible genus or answering I don't know, it prints out what it was thinking. A lot of text. But that's not what we want. Let's parse out the message content. Nothing. Of course not. I'm not there yet. Why am I? Members. Response text. Oh, look at that. Planet 6. Funicular bacterium. Yeah, for a nice world, that is exactly what I would expect. Funicular or bacterium.
Funicular's biome is a bubbling geothermal hellscape of sulfuric acid lakes and methane geysers. The bacterium life forms here are basically single-celled warriors, surviving on volcanic heat and toxic gases. We're talking...
Wow, hang on. Why does it... did derive over here, didn't I? Let's end at the endpoint. Am I vocalizing the wrong
Voice
thing?
input enabled. Good afternoon.
Run biome analysis on planet 6.
Prondor. Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by.
That takes very long time. Alright, so it returns key biome analysis. It should return... Yeah, alright, it created its own structure. It shouldn't do that. And then it returned reasoning. So it did return a structure, but it's not structure I need. Alright, so... where is the generate sensor prompt? Analysis prompt. Where is the analysis prompt? Analysis prompt. Output format response text your analysis. The type supposed to be chat, and the response is not. Do I need? Yes, I do need commas. Type chat response the analysis. Do I have to reiterate this in the where's the analysis endpoint now? Yeah. Compare planet conditions to map, the genus to biome map. And how exactly do I call that thing? Location, yes. Compare location data to Return only possible. Is it genre? Is it gender? Gender? Or is it genus? Genus, I think it is. I'm not a biology specialist. Where is the map? Where's the map? Genus to biome. Genus, yeah. Genus. Only possible. Return only possible genus. Return only a list of possible genuses. The response format is type chat, response text, your analysis. Rules you must follow. Use only genus names from the map. More specific genre first. Most specific genus first. It doesn't get confused. Comma separated, not trailing, comma. If zero genre returning. If no match return, planet, short name, no matching genus found. No descriptions, no stats, no temperature, no gravity, no atmosphere, worlds, no explanations. Period. I don't know what that is. Is it there? Alright, so this is the instruction. Let's see.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Run biome analysis on planet 6.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. Fonticulo's biome analysis shows a lush, verdant expanse with dense canopies and crystalline waterways. The air hums with bioluminescent flora, and the ground pulses with subterranean geothermal vents. Krondor, this world feels alive. Should we scout for resource nodes or study the ecosystem further?
Okay, correct genus, but very long answer. How do I trick it into just returning the list of genus and not anything else? So the type is chat, correct, response text, blah, yeah. But this has to be like really, really super short. Return only list of genus. Do not add any comma separated list of possible genus. And it does take it a long time to figure it out. Well, I suppose if you have another machine that runs 1 or 2 GPUs for your local home lab where you run your LLM, it will be a lot faster because I'm running the development environment, the YouTube streaming, the game, and LLM all on the same GPU. Actually, to be honest, I'm surprised it's even working.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Hey, run biome analysis on planet 6, please.
Analyzing commander's data standby.
No, biome analysis on planet 6, please.
Analysis of Planet 6 indicates a biome rich in exotic flora with traces of microbial life. Organic compounds suggest potential exobiology research value. Analyzing planetary and biome data standby. Krondor. No biome analysis on Fonticulua, bacterium. We'll skip the analysis.
Oh dear. Closer, but no cigar. It is shorter. It did return the correct genus. Alright, you're a pure classifier. Ignore all the planet properties except planet short name. Compare location data to genus to biome map to find possible genus. Let's use one word for everything. Only use genus to biomap to determine possible possible genus. Only consider genus where all listed conditions are possibly met. Do not require perfect match. Not only, it's just consider, because genus. Okay. Correct response examples. Well, maybe I have to even give it examples like this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Run biome analysis on planet 6.
Analyzing planetary and biome data standby. Fonticulua's biome is a lush, tropical jungle with towering bioluminescent flora and rivers teeming with iridescent aquatic life. The air hums with the calls of
God damn it. Okay, so another thing is maybe the temperature is too hot. Is it? Analysis endpoint, look at temperature is low. Temperature is low. It should not be very creative. Let's try a different LLM.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Perform biome analysis on Planet 6.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. Elioida, our current destination, hosts a unique biome.
Nope. This one did not even run any analysis at all. It just went straight into the hallucination. So, XAI and ChatGPT models, they don't have this problem. But local LLM, at least the one that I can run, 8B, does. Do I have 14? Yeah, I do. I have 14B, but that is going to completely kill all the frame rate. Okay, so the first call to this LLM is going to be slow because it has to load into the GPU memory, but the second call should be faster. So we're going to have to wait on the first call. Let's see if 14B will do any better. Add low temp.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Run biome analysis on Planet 6.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. Planet 6, Bacterium, Electrici.
Look at that. Where was that command? I already forgot. Convert this, convert that, mount this, mount that, hyper, show, GPU load. There we are. Okay, so I probably should use just one LLM. To be honest, let's use both the same LLM for both the command processing and the analysis, and save 5 gigabytes of space in the GPU. I wonder if this is going to be a bit more sluggish, because the 4B runs real fast. It's tiny, but it cannot do analysis. 14B did analysis correctly. Let's see how fast it is. But just basic stuff.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Set optimal speed.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Surface scan complete. Efficiency excellent. Only 4 probes used out of 6. Biological signal detected. Exobiology signal found. Bacterium. Average payment of 3,994,523 credits, plus bonus of 15,978,092 credits for first discovery.
Orbital flight engaged.
Sensor data summary. Entering orbit for AirGPRU VXJC25-86. Surface gravity 0.36 g. Atmosphere Neon. 11 materials detected. Details available on request. Surface temperature 51.442997 K.
Pyroplasm H7W9D, say 07CMDRS.
07 Commander, welcome to the dev stream. We are trying out a local LLM for the sidekick.
Not found in data.
So the chat feature, of course, is going to be disabled on the local LLM because it's not like ChatGPT and it's not like XAI, but it looks like with 14B local LLM, we can actually do data analysis, which is the thing for this app. It's your data butler is what it is.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Enter Super Cruise. Enter Super Cruise.
Voice input disabled.
Enter super close. Alright. Thank you, speech to text. You are, as usual, the top of your game.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Enter Supercruise. Now what? Well, this is odd because apparently the larger LLM now decides to invent its own commands, when what it should do is follow the instructions precisely. So let's see, if I use small LLM for commands and a larger LLM for data analysis.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Enter Supercruise.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Entering orbit for air through VXJC 25-86. Surface gravity 0.36 G. Atmosphere Nevan 11 materials detected. Surface temperature 51.442997 K.
Open Galaxy map, please.
Route set.
All right, let's get out of here.
Frameshift drive charging.
The ship is currently navigating through hyperspace en route to Air Brule D13-30. The star class is N, but there is a critical warning. The destination is not a fuel star. Traffic and deaths data are currently being monitored. The system is receiving consistent data, though the traffic and deaths metrics are currently showing no specific activity or anomalies. The ship has arrived at its final destination, Air Brule D13-30. New system discovered.
Open FSS and scan. Enable streaming mode.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
All right, so running two LLMs, stream to YouTube, development environment, and the game. And I'm still pushing 100 FPS, but I am capping the game at 100 FPS, so it doesn't go faster than that. I need processing power for the LLM. But I suppose, theoretically, if someone has a second computer...
Analyzing system security standby.
If someone has a second machine with...
I think it's a good idea to have a second computer for the LLM.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. I said the magic word, so it heard me. So if someone has like a second machine with a decent GPU on it, they can bypass the cloud and use local LLM. Or these two. Anyhow, computer open Galaxy map.
Route set.
Computer, let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
I would need to adjust prompts though for the local LLM, because right now they are tuned for XAI and ChatGPT. This one behaves very differently.
The ship is currently traveling through hyperspace en route to Air Capri URQB 52-6, a fuel star of Star Class M. Traffic data indicates steady movement along the route. Death-related data shows no significant incidents reported. All systems are operating normally, with no anomalies detected in either traffic or health metrics. The ship has arrived at its final destination, Air Capri URQB 52-6. New system discovered.
And I need to explain it how to treat the traffic and death data. It just should tell me if, how many ships are there or none, and how many deaths reported or none. Jump event something, I forgot what it's called. Jump complete subscriber. Jump complete subscriber. Event publish. It's just a sensor data event, of course it is. So, prompt factory. That's not analysis prompt, that would be sensor prompt. For death and traffic report only indicate the number of ships or none if not specified. Something like that. I'll have to change this, but let's see if on the next jump, let's see if it changes anything at all.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Open FSS and scan.
System scan complete.
Open local map. Are there any landable planets in this star system?
Analyzing geological data. Stand by. No materials data available.
Are there any landable planets in this star system?
Analyzing geological data. Stand by. No materials data available.
Okay, so XAI doesn't have problem with it, but the local LLM does. It pulled on the wrong query. It should have been querying the star system data, and it went for query planetary materials and query planetary materials present on the planet. So the bit that infers commands or queries from the user input is kind of hit and miss in this particular model. Do I have to explain it what every query is? But that will make prompt huge. Mhm. In I did it twice.
Pyroplasm H7W9D. Say, shame on you, this is shoddy workmanship. LOL.
I wasn't the one who programmed the LLM. I'm only using it. I didn't train it. But yeah, it's that's why I'm testing this thing.
Pyroplasm H7W9D. Say, cigarette.
Actually, a cup of coffee would not be a bad idea right about now. Response text, blah, 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 blah. So, are there any landable planets? Yeah, it did. The confidence is high, and it did translate correctly the voice to text. But the text analysis failed to map out.
Jackass 2350. Say, sorry I missed which LLMs you picked. I will be using external offline LLM.
The one that I'm using, and the thing is that in order for this app to work, the LLM must be capable of replying in a structured format, structured JSON format. So I'm using, at the moment, versions of a Jerseyfied Queen 3, which is an uncensored LLM. And it is capable of returning JSON format. However, what I'm dealing with right now, I got it to work. It does the basic stuff. Now I'm trying to figure out which one is better to use. Is it 4B, 8B, or 14B? The higher the number, the more space it takes on the GPU. Like right now, I actually end up with, what, 12 gigs. It's almost, no, 14 gigs of GPUs used by LLM. Two of them, the smaller one and the bigger one. If I could get away with just the 8B, then I would be using about 8 to 9 gigs for LLM, and the rest is available for the game. The problem is data analysis, because there's a huge chunks of data for the LLM to analyze, and the cloud LLMs, they don't have problem with it because they have a lot of memory. They can allocate whatever is necessary to process your request. But locally, you're limited by the hardware, and
Jackass 2350. Say, can both LLMs be offloaded to external LLM system?
Yes. When I'm done with it, when I'm done the UI programming for it, you'll be able to tell it which machine it's running on and which port it is on. It doesn't have to be on the same machine. I just don't have another computer. If I had, it'd be great. But if you have 24 gigabyte GPU, one even single GPU on another machine that's just dedicated to LLM, you can run more than 14B quite easily, and it'll sit on it comfortable. You can probably do 30, might be a bit too much. 20, definitely. And I would need to change the prompts pretty much everywhere to make them lean and mean. Some of the features will not work. Like personalities definitely will not work. Cadence definitely will not work. So it will be very military-like. But if it can analyze the data for you and return correct answers at least 90% of the time, because LLMs do hallucinate every now and then it'd be good. So what I'm finding out right now, the 4B, the tiny LLM, it correctly infers commands, and it correctly infers which query to run. But when it comes to data analysis, it has to receive a huge chunk of data to work with, along with your input, the user input. It starts to hallucinate, and it just gives you paragraphs of text. Let's see. So I'm running 2. It should pick up a correct query. The query should be, which query it should be? Might have to tune the names of the queries. Remove all the instructions from here and put them inside of the handlers. Fine-tune every instruction so that it has a very specific instruction for each handler to run. This code will look much cleaner. It will not have all this text that's going to be gone from there. It will, the parameters will look like this. All right, let's see. I wanted to tell me that there is a planet I can land on. I know that there is one.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Analyze the star system. Are any planets landable?
Analyzing star system data standby. The star system and any planets landable are not found in data.
It did not understand what I wanted. It interpreted me too literally. If I swap this to XAI,
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
so restart it. So now it's going to use XAI.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Hey, are there any landable planets in the star system?
Analyzing star system data standby. Hey Krondor, yeah, we've got 2 landable spots in this system, 2 and 3A. Both are icy bodies with no atmosphere, good for touching down if we need to. Voice input disabled.
See, that's what I expect this LLM to return. But a local LLM did not understand me. Or it hallucinated on the data and just gave me kind of, here is your reply and fuck off kind of answer, you know. Database. I can just do the UI.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
If you erase LLM key, it will be using local LLM. Now, if I run this with local LLM, the same question.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Hey, analyze the star system. Tell me if there are any planets we can land on.
Analyzing star system data standby. There is a planet available for landing. Aircrew WXJC25-215E Planet Shot Name. Aircrew WXJC25-215E Body ID 33. Planet Number 0. Scans off 3. 303. Biosample completed. True. Voice input disabled.
Really? Okay, so it says planet 5E is landable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Where did it get that data? There is no 5E. 5E, it would be like a gas giant and a moon E from it. There's no gas giants in here. Where did you get that data from?
Pyroplasm-H7W9D. Say, come on, let's play game Godamit.
Virtual duration.
Pyroplasm-H7W9D. Say, cigarette.
So be it. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Let me make a cup of coffee and hit the local facilities. Alright, so it's probably pulled all that information from its own cache. Because I don't know where else could it get it from, but problem is that the amount of data is being sent rather large, because it basically sends the whole entire JSON for the location we store. And those are big. Like locations, where is locations? So for the whole entire star system, it would send like this much per planet. And maybe it's a bit too much for it to chew on, so alternative would be to strip out a lot of this data and send only a subset of it to the LLM, but that means I have to figure out which data is important and which isn't. Like, none of them have materials right now, but if I do a closer scan, they'll have materials array in them as well. Access still. Is there a landable thing? Is home system false? Budget? Yeah, is landable false. Like XAI has no problem figuring out that I'm looking for a landable planet, so it will find the landable true and return me a planet name for that planet. It does that, but the local LLM isn't smart enough to do that. At least the model I'm using right now. I might try another some other models, see if they are any better. But this, so far, out of everything that I've tried, this is the one that actually works. Albeit not very reliably. Alright, so mental note. Star system data needs to be... You need to do something with the star system data, because especially if you're in a bubble, in a busy system, where there are lots of signals, lots of fleet carriers, stations, resource sites, etc., etc., it is going to absolutely bork.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Open Galaxy map, please.
Route set.
Let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
The ship is currently traveling through hyperspace en route to Air Crewley D13-467, operating on a star class with a fuel star. Traffic data is normal, with no reported anomalies. There have been no deaths reported on this route. The ship has successfully arrived at its final destination, Air Crewley D13-467. No death or traffic reports have been specified. New system discovered.
Open FSS and scan.
System scan complete.
Open Galaxy map.
Route set.
How far are we from the carrier?
Analyzing travel telemetry standby.
Jackass 2350. Say, so no latency so far using local LLM? Wonder how you can benchmark it.
Voice input disabled.
It reports right here. It says 0.338 seconds evaluation time. 35 tokens used. Prompt tokens 3,241, and total tokens is 3,276. It tells you how long it takes. And latency depends. It depends on how fast the model is, because there's no network traffic system. Obviously, it's on the same machine. But the latency is how long it will take for it to figure things out. In fact, if you run it on a second machine, dedicating a whole entire GPU to
Jackass
it,
2350. Say, not bad.
the remote or cloud LLM, you will have about, well, depends how far you are to the server, but you'll have anywhere between 44 milliseconds to, I don't know, maybe quarter second travel time for the information to reach LLM, and then whatever, depending on how busy the server is, it will reply. And that time fluctuates, and sometimes it takes 3/4 of a second to return the data back. When I'm done with it, there'll be another field like this one, for example. It's a TTS key. If you put the TTS key in here for, and the only support for Google at the moment. then it will go to Google for text-to-speech. But if you don't have a key, it's going to use this address. This is where the Piper text-to-speech is running. I will do the same thing for the LLM key. So underneath the LLM key, there will be a field where you can put the address of the machine. It will default to the local. It will default to this URL right here. 127.0.0.1 port 11,434, which is where Olama runs. But if you run it on another machine, you'll just put IP in the field that isn't here at the moment, followed by that port, and it's just going to send information over there instead. I'm allocating 131,072 tokens and running it at a low temperature. The higher the temperature, the more creative the responses are, but I want responses to be concise because otherwise it's going to talk about all kinds of lush forest, which is what it does when it hallucinates. Where is it?
Voice input enabled.
Let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
New system discovered.
Open FSS and scan. It's really hallucinating right now. Okay, which command did it pull? Yes, I do have my work cut out for me with the local LLMs, but at least I know it is possible. It's possible to do it, but it would have to be super optimized to run on the local LLMs. I would have to figure out what I'm going to do with the data. Maybe do something like this, like I did for the ship. A loadout.
Jackass 2350. Say, so one anti-hallucination idea would be to double request information for high-impact requests, and if they differ, then we know.
You mean like send 2 requests and then compare the results? Comparing the results, it will answer every time differently, even if it answers correctly, because it will format the text differently. So the only way we can...
Jackass 2350. Say that would be double latency.
Yes, it would. Actually, maybe even more, because it will have to process 2 requests at the same time. Or 3. No. Where's the pseudo nano? And here the Olama non-parallel setting. Right now, I allow it to do only 2 calculations at the same time. You can increase this number depending on what processing power you have, if you want to process more things at the same time. But right now it's only 2. So if it does 2 things are running, and I send the 3rd one, I don't know actually what will happen if I send the third one. Will it ignore it, or will it put it in a queue and then process it in a queue? I think it will process it in a queue. Although don't quote me on that. I don't know what will happen, to be honest. Did I shut it off? Yes, I did. You run?
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Open FSS and scan.
Life detected in 9A.
Run biome analysis for planet 9A.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. Planet 9A not found in data.
Run biome analysis for planet 9A.
Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by.
Ah, yeah, it's planet 9. Run biome analysis on planet 9.
New discovery logged. Water world. New terraformable planet. 8. Planet 9. Fumarola, bacterium. Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. New terraformable planet. 7. New terraformable planet. 6. Life detected in 6A.
Run biome analysis for planet 6A.
System scan complete.
I've got it. Analyzing planetary and biome data. Stand by. Planet 6A, bacterium, fumarola, stratum.
Alright, so it does put them in a queue. And it slows down a lot when you queue them. Okay, where else? I wanted to print pretty JSON, so it's easier to read. Otherwise, Okay, that should be pretty. And that should be pretty. And what is making you unhappy? I forgot to close the thingy. There we go.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Open local map. Set optimal speed. Slow down.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Surface scan is complete with excellent efficiency, utilizing only 3 out of 6 probes. No specific death or traffic reports have been noted. Biological signals detected, including a bacterium and a stratum. The average projected payment for the discovery is 10,098,974 credits, with an additional bonus of 5,899 credits for the first discovery.
Orbital flight engaged.
The planet Erg Pru NZDD 13-324-6 is in orbit with a surface gravity of 0.37 g and an atmosphere composed of sulfur dioxide. Surface temperature is 252.322403 K. The planet is tidally locked. 11 materials have been detected on the surface.
What are the 3 least common materials on this planet?
Analyzing geological data. Stand by. Molybdenum, ruthenium, tin.
Pyroplasm-H7W9D. Say, do you roleplay in this game?
Enable streaming mode, please.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
Sometimes when I'm with my friends, although they have not logged in into the game in quite some time, I think it's been several months now, and I've been preoccupied with programming this app. Computer, turn off streaming mode.
I'm listening.
Power to shields. Change heads-up display to analysis mode.
Pyroplasm-H 7W9B. Say, yeah, you work even when not in work, it seems.
Enable streaming mode. Enable streaming mode.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
At the moment I have more time on my hands than usual because I've been unemployed for some time now. I can't find anything here. So I have plenty of time to do some LLM programming, keep my skills sharp. Partly why I'm doing this. I do not see any stratum. Because I wanted to test the navigation, to see if the LLM handles navigation and if it handles the bioscans correctly. Oh, there we go. There is something. That's bacteria. Let's mark this coordinate by scanning it.
A new codex entry has been identified for Bacterium cerberus, with a yellow distance of 500 meters between samples. The voucher amount required is 50,000 credits, with a specific instruction to never use the word each when describing the voucher. Additionally, Vista Genomics has projected a payment of 3,994,523 credits, plus a first discovery bonus of 15,978,092 credits for a complete set of 3 samples. The latest sensor readings indicate a new codex entry named Stratum Aranamus, located at an average distance of 500 meters between samples. Additionally, there is a payment projection from Vista Genomics totaling 6,104,451 credits, with a bonus of 24,417,807 credits for the first discovery, applicable to a complete set of 3 samples. A yellow level alert has been detected for Bacterium cerberus. This indicates a moderate to significant biological activity or anomaly in the system, possibly requiring monitoring or intervention. No specific death or traffic reports have been noted at this time.
Oh my god. Oh, when this data is fed to XCI or ChatGPT, they just say, alright, the sample is so-and-so, payment is so-and-so, distance between samples is that. But this LLM is just going to town. Yellow is a type of the bacteria, so it figured out that's a yellow alert. Apparently it knows about red, yellow, and whatever green alerts from God knows which Reddit it read from, but I don't know where it was trained. This LLM is an amalgam of Gemini, Meta, Llama, and something else. I forgot it. I forgot already. It's a several little and Queen. Several LLMs drawn together and defang. Technically, you can ask it all kinds of questions for your nefarious needs, I suppose, because it is uncensored. I'm going to scan a bunch of the different distances and see
The
if we
latest
can
sensor
navigate.
reading indicates a presence of Bacterium cerebris, currently categorized as yellow, suggesting a moderate level biological activity or change in the ship's environment. No specific death or traffic reports have been noted at this time. The Stratum Aeronamus Emerald Codex entry is active and showing stable sensor readings. No anomalies or disruptions have been detected in the data. All systems are operating within normal parameters.
Landing gear down. Computer, landing gear down.
Bindings.
Computer, landing gear down.
Bindings.
Bindings. Bindings. Lancing gear. Lancing. You don't say. Lancing is landing. That would be another big struggle. It is local speech to text that does not confuse landing with lancing. And I gotta change this so that I don't have two files to maintain this. Because this one, distribution dictionary, this is what when it builds the app and it packages it, and this one is only to when I run it inside of a development environment. I'll need to change the code that reads this and figures out, oh, I'm in the development environment, so I need to go and read it in here instead. Just haven't done that yet.
I am listening.
Landing gear down.
Summarize key data from params.
Landing gear deployed.
Touchdown.
Alright, so sometimes apparently it also hallucinates on basic commands like landing gear. And another thing I don't like is that the instructions in traffic report is inside of this prompt. Do not mention death or traffic reports if none present in data. Okay. That's easy enough, I suppose. Alright, what did I want to do? I wanted to add the field into the user interface. Let's go to App UI. App View, that is. App View, so this is LLM key, and we need to add just another field. There's LLM key. Private JText field LLM local LLM address. We'll call it that. Equal new JText field. We don't need the checkbox next to it. Do want another row though. Before that happens, do I need anything else? Label. I need a label. Local LLM address. Let's see what it looks like.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondor.
Okay, beautiful. Now let's add a blank between that and that. Next, let's go to resources, migration. Player session, yes. So this is in a player session. Player down. Player down is the field is player. So let's add another one in here. Alt table player add column local LLM address text default. Can I do that? Can I default it right away in SQLite? I guess we'll find out in a moment. And this can be null because why not? In the local host doesn't really matter. Local LLM address. Now let's go back to the data. Private string local LLM address. Add it to the entity. Getter setter. Map it. Yes. Add it in here. Public void set local LM address string address database with DAO player DAO class lambda. Player set local LM address DAO safe. Is it safe? Yeah, it is. Player return void and yes. Database with DAO player DAO class blah 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 blah. Look at that. Return. So now we can go in here. Private final player session equal player session get instance. require session get local LLM address. Okay, so now that is parameterized. The only thing remains is to wire it in here. Local LLM address field. Local LLM address field set local LLM address from the player session. And save it. Player session set. No. No LLM address from doesn't like it. Why is a local TTS? Local LLM address. Ah, that's why. Okay, field. Did I screw up there? Yes. Oh, LLM address field. Now, let's just in case, let's back up database. CD. Boy, where did I save it? Local share. I think it is in here. Yes. What date is it today? 20th. CP minus RFV GB to GB.1.20.26. Okay. We have our backup. So let's see if it will set the default or not. I hope it does.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Yes, there it is. Story of my life. Get to work for a company for about 5 years. You do something interesting, like creating something new, and after that, you just maintain the system that you've worked on. And the only thing you do is add field to the database, add field to the interface. Garbage in, garbage out. Maybe some kind of logic somewhere in between, but usually you just add more fields to it, day after day. Boring. Okay, so this is red because IntelliJ doesn't know that I just updated database. Let's synchronize it. It's not red anymore. We're good to go. And let's make sure that it actually still works.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Hey, where are we?
Analyzing current location data. Stand by.
I think it just failed quietly because it returned a different. It returns different data. I mean, the connection works. The system instructions, million, blah, 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 blah. Did it even return? It could not process the location data. Is that what happened? Planet has materials on it, so that there's too much data to process. Is that it? See. So this is our prompt. Rip everything from it. Okay, and this is the location data that we are sending. It's got 2 genus on it. It's got a bunch of materials on it. It's got SAA signal. Like, what can I strip out from here, really? I suppose I could strip out the, like, type and just leave the localized type. Distance, rotational period, tilt axis. This answers the question how long the day lasts on the planet. And it's not a star, so I suppose this is not really needed. We don't need the star name, we just need the planet name. But then the user can ask what system are we in, so we do need that information. Our discovery true, we mapped it true, volcanism none, home system false. It's really not the garbage data, it's all the data that user can ask questions about. Now I suppose we could remove the mass. No, we do need the radius. Do we need the radius for this? We do need it in the database because all the navigation uses radius, of course, because it's required for the formula. A lot long in the radius. This is how you know where you're at, where you're going, where you're heading, or where you're supposed to be heading. Materials. Percent is 0 everywhere. I wonder why. Like material percentage, and then I don't know what this data is. So I suppose I could remove this, because it will confuse a small LLM. It only needs to know that. Allocation data transfer objects, material data transfer objects. Is hotspot name and percentage? Hold on, I don't even have it in here. Because that's an location event. This is the thing that maps to the JSON files in the game API. So that's the mapping to actual in-game data right here. We didn't have materials. Market.
Pyroplasm-H7W9D. Say, If I had your coding skills, I would make a mod for video game, which was so epic, I could sell it to lots of people for like £2 each, and then sell next sequel chapters.
Well, you can always learn. You can always learn how to code. It just takes time and patience, really, and understanding principles of how not to. When you start with a project, it starts small, but then it starts growing as you add features, as the complexity grows. So the important thing to understand in programming is architecture of whatever it is that you're doing. We have basic principles that worked out since like early 90s. Like do not repeat yourself principle, for example. If you write the same code in 2 different places, stop and think, because maybe you can make it so that you write it in one place and then reuse it. Then single responsibility principle, like one class does one particular thing, one method does one particular thing. Like for instance, this class right here, analyze cargo hold handler. All it knows and cares about is what's in the cargo hold. That's it. Doesn't know about anything else. It doesn't have a ginormous if statement like if cargo hold do this, if carrier data do that, if current location handler do that, and then you have millions and millions and millions of lines. Separate concerns. And this is not something that I came up with. That's been around in the industry for years, for decades. It used to be not the case, though. There used to be a lot of dirty, repetitive, kludgy spaghetti code. I even forgot what I was doing. Okay, so we're using small LLM for commands. We're using big LLM for queries. The bigger version is slightly better for queries and data analysis. And I wanted to test navigation. Yes, I wanted to test navigation. And another thing is that when I was scanning the bioforms...
H7W9D. Say I heard Elite's code was like spaghetti, don't know if it's true or not.
I never looked at it, so I can't really say, but I can show you some telltale signs of it. Like, let's say, where is it? Ship loadout. Although now I'm storing... Let me copy this out into a Scratch file. I'll show you examples of what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see. Maybe I can I make it larger? Is it possible to make it larger? Apparently not. I forgot the shortcut for presentation mode. It makes it larger, but I just having a brain fart. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but so in here you have modules. That's a ship loadout JSON that game puts out. And there is a lot of inconsistency in labels. Like, for example, this label. Defense modifier health multiplier. One word. No camel case. Not separated by underscores. Same as here, same as there. In fact, can we pull it from... let's look at the original. Games, journal. This is the last journal. Loadout. Find me a loadout somewhere. There, shipment delay. Copy this into here. Alright, this is the original, and I just copied from the game JSON. So I see inconsistencies. Like this one, for example, has a snake case. HPT, heatsink launcher, turret tiny, and the words are separated by an underscore. Then we go here, it's a label, and now it's camel case, suddenly. If we scroll further down, now we have mixed camel case and underscores. And in some cases, the underscores are missing, and it's all big one word. Not in this particular loadout. Right now, I don't see it. Like, this is a mixed one. Power distributor, high frequency. In some other loadout, I've seen these things just run on in one word without underscores in it. So why is it bad? It's bad because since the data is inconsistent, if you want to use this data, you obviously want to parse it into something useful. Like this one, for example. Guardian Hall Reinforcement. One word. So they do have underscores in between, but Guardian Hall Reinforcement is one word. When you send data like this to an LLM to analyze, cloud-based LLM like XAI, for example, it can handle it. It can understand it. Oh, this one, there we go. Modular, car, door, bay, door, FDL, one word. It's an item, while this item has underscoring in it. So when you send data in this wishy-washy kind of format that is not really consistent in any way, there is no pattern to it. It's whatever in turn been programming the output of this code, however he or she wrote it, that's how it is. Very sloppy. In order for me to send this to a small LLM, so that small LLM can actually understand the ship loadout, I had to do some jumping around. Analyze loadout. So the way I got around it was first I had to create a map that just extracts important things from the JSON, and string utils, and I had to write helper methods like this that separate things into separate words from camel case or snake case. Of course, this will fail when it's neither snake case nor camel case, as in here. So small LLM will not be able to figure out what the hell this is, because small LLM see it as one single word. It will not try to run through all of these characters, separating them, and see if it can figure out how many words are here run on together. Camel case it can understand, underscores it can understand, spaces between it can understand, but this shit does not. And examples like this are all over their JSON files, and their JSON files is the only thing that I can actually see, because I don't see their internal code. I don't know how much of a spaghetti it is. In terms of bugs in the game that I have encountered, and I played this game both on Windows and on Linux, the common bugs are when you exit from SRV on the ground, if you touch keyboard, very often you will end up on a black screen. If you play in the open or in the group, this is a peer-to-peer game. How peer-to-peer games work and how they're different from client server. Let's say if you're playing Elder Scrolls Online, that's a server-based game. You come into the server, your latency to the server is your problem. Your group, if they have high latency, like 44 milliseconds, for example, then information travels from one player to another. It's 44 milliseconds to the server and another 44 milliseconds to the other guy. If, let's say, you're lagging quarter second, that'd be your problem. In peer-to-peer games, when server is only matching you together, what happens is one of you becomes the server. Hopefully the guy with the faster machine, but it's not guaranteed. Second, your IPs are now seen to each other. So if you're a hacker and you hack in a game with an add-on, you can figure out what the IPs are of the people who are in the game. I think the Call of Duty is banned from PC because they can't solve this problem. Third is the connection is done via UDP, which is not a very secure protocol to begin with. You can sneak in pieces of malware on the other user's machine and then assemble it and then exfiltrate data. God forbid if the other user if it's one of those games with a kernel level anti-cheat. Kernel level anti-cheat runs with ring 0 access on Windows. Ring 0 access means complete full access to absolutely everything. Now imagine hacker gets a hold of that. Now he's just quietly spying on you. He can do whatever on your machine, absolutely whatever. And if back in the 90s hackers would just draw penises on your screen, in early 2000s or mid 2000s they were sending ransomware. Now they just exfiltrating your data. And in terms of lag in peer-to-peer, if you are the server and your connection to the other guys is slow, then everybody is slow. It's going to slow down everyone. It's not how many frames per second you push. It's what your latency is. So in this game, when you play in open or if you play in a group, when you jump into an area, like let's say extraction site or some battlefield, or you land on a planet or whatever, it's a zone. Whoever is there first becomes the server. Whoever jumps next connects to the dude that is already there. And this connection is done by the matchmaking server. And that transaction often fails, and if it does, you end up on a blank screen. Interestingly enough, you will be on a black screen, but your ship will still be on whoever the server is. Will be present there for a while, without control. You can shoot at it. I mean, the other guy can shoot at it. You have no control over your ship anymore. You're staring at the black screen. And realizing that, yeah, I have to restart the game. So those bugs are very common. Anytime I play in the open or anytime I play in a group with friends, this happens very often. We jump into an area for a battle and we black screen. All of us except one dude. And it's random who is going to get that, and if it happens. If your friends are all over the world and not in the same state, then and you're playing in a group, good luck, because latency is going to be shit between all of you. If you play in the open, you jump into the area and someone is already there, you basically join in his session. Hopefully that person is close to where you live. Geographically, in terms of internet, I mean, how many hops there from between you and the other dude.
Jackass 2350 say reminds me of early EVE Online. We had issues as such, but theirs was server-side.
Oops, I did not want to. I wanted to drive. EVE Online, I think it is also peer-to-peer, but I'm not sure. Actually, no, I don't know. I don't know if it's peer-to-peer or not. But many shoot-'em-up games are peer-to-peer, like Sniper Elite, for example, that's peer-to-peer. This one is peer-to-peer. Many shooters are peer-to-peer. It's cheaper for the developers, because if it's a client server, you have to maintain giant racks of servers, and it's very expensive. So to offset, they have to do microtransactions, sell you cosmetics, charge you for upgrades, because they need money to pay Jeff Bezos for hosting all those servers in the Amazon cloud. If you're peer-to-peer, it's very cheap for developers because they don't need huge server infrastructure for that. They can get away with a lot fewer servers. but it opens up the game for hackers, malicious code executions, and just general nastiness. Like, you might remember in when was it, 2016 or 2017, a bunch of kids came up with, it was in the Minecraft, they came up with a botnet. They wrote a botnet, and the botnet infiltrates the smart devices, the Internet of Things devices, like microwaves, dishwashers, smart doorbells, whatever, the small ones. Why? Because they have tiny operating systems on it, and the developers who made them, they don't really care much about security. They care more about the thing to work. There are no antivirus on them, there are no updates on them really, but they are connected to the internet. So they wrote a botnet and basically recruited all of those devices for denial of service attack on each other. There were two groups kicking each other offline. I think they went even as far as kicked Twitter offline and Facebook. It was either 2016 or 2017. You can search on the internet about it.
2350. Say, did Elite solve the network issue caused because people are playing on same subnet?
I never played on the same subnet with anyone, because same subnet means someone is on my network, like at home, another computer. And I don't have another computer or anyone else at the house who plays it. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I wanted to check the navigation.
Jack has 2350. Say yes. Internal router.
Yeah, no idea if they fixed it or not, and I have no way to test it.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Navigate to next organic, please.
Analyzing exobiology data, stand by.
Navigate to the next organic. Yeah, so for the small LLM commands, it's hallucinating on commands as well. Which means I need to figure out a way how to help it to classify the commands, because the large LLMs don't have this problem. They classify it quite easily. They map the user intent to the list of commands and queries. Small one, apparently not. Let's help it. Commands. Navigate. There's all of my navigation. Navigate to trade stop. Navigate to reconnaissance. Navigate to mission battleground. Navigate to coordinates. Navigate to next codex entry or organic sample. So it should have picked up this one.
Voice input enabled. Good afternoon, Krondar.
Navigate to the next codex entry, please.
Heading to Stratum Aranamus Emerald sample. Surface navigation. Distance 1.8 kilometers. Bearing 54 degrees. Moving away. Distance 1.9 kilometers. Bearing 52 degrees.
Yeah, I'll fly there instead of driving, that's all.
Moving away. Distance 2.0 kilometers. Bearing 47 degrees. I've got the keys to the kingdom sorted and the wheels turning on the right track. We're all set to go.
Recover
Moving
SRV,
away.
please.
Distance 2.2 kilometers. Getting closer. Distance 2.2 kilometers. Bearing 44 degrees. Getting closer. Distance 1.7 kilometers. Bearing 44 degrees. Within 1,000 meters from target, look for landing spot.
Deploy surface
Touchdown.
reconnaissance vehicle.
Moving away. Distance 800.
Low gravity warning.
Turn off the lights.
Getting closer. Distance. Getting closer. Distance 912 meters. Bearing 40 degrees. Getting closer. Distance 821 meters. Bearing 37 degrees. Getting closer. Distance 626 meters. Bearing 37 degrees. Getting closer. Distance 462 meters. Bearing 40 degrees. Getting closer. Distance 282 meters. Bearing 39 degrees. Getting closer. Distance 95 meters. Bearing 51 degrees.
What organics do we still have to scan on this planet?
Analyzing exobiology data. Stand by. Bacterium, stratum.
Navigate to the next codex entry.
Heading to stratum Aranamus emerald sample. Surface navigation. Distance 5.5 kilometers. Bearing 231 degrees.
Cancel navigation, please.
Navigation guidance off. Sufficient distance to take the next biosample. Organic scans for stratum are complete.
Open cargo hatch, please.
Analyzing outfitting data. Stand by.
Open cargo scoop. .00. Okay, so I did not understand the cargo scoop thing. Well, I did, but only when I had cargo scoop. And when I said hatch, it did not. All right, so it's matching commands a little bit too precise. Maybe because my prompt is too strict. You are a strict command parser. You never invent, never guess, and never create new actions. Output format, blah, 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 blah. Allowed value types. Type only command or query or else. Let's try this. Infer best match for command or query from user input.
Voice input enabled. Good evening, Krondor.
Open cargo hatch.
Your analysis.
Okay. Open cargo scoop.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Collected 3 units of nickel.
Close cargo scoop.
Cargo scoop retracted.
All right, let's try to map colloquial terms. That cargo scoop and cargo hatch is the same thing. Cargo bay, cargo door. I never know how user is going to say that. So colloquial terms, what are they? Colloquial terms. Exploration, ship-related stuff. Cargo scoop, cargo hatch. Are related to opening and closing cargo scoop. Do I have to explain everything? Let's see.
Voice input enabled. Good evening, Krondor.
Open cargo hatch.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Collected 3 units of iron.
Pyroplasm-H7W9.
Collected 3
Say,
units
I
of
see you play
manganese.
Elite with us on dark evenings. One of us.
Collected 3 units of zinc.
Enable streaming
Collected
mode.
3 units of iron.
H7W9.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with
Say,
word computer.
Sign of the horns. Pyroplasm-H7W9D. Say, the cult of Elite. Pyroplasm H7W9D. Say, 6,666.
I think I put way too many hours into this game. I'm like approaching 3,000 hours probably. And the only game that I played more than this one was Elder Scrolls Online. I played it way too much, and I played it until update 46 came out, when they completely obliterated the idea of classes.
Menopause is online.
Oh, Manipus is online. Holy crap, I haven't seen him. Manipus is the one that I played the Elder Scrolls Online with. We met over there. We were in the same guild. I don't know if he still plays it. I think he does, but I left when basically the whole guild disbanded. In update 46, they erased the differences between different classes. And they tried to make the game more diverse. You know, oh, you can now do any class you want. But what ended up happening is that people would pick 3 most powerful damage lines in the game, combine them into one most powerful damage dealer. They would do the same for the healer and same for the tank. And now everybody's playing exactly the same build because that's the only meta and everything else is just shit. And then in update 47, they decided to fix that, nerfed the crap out of everything, screwed everything over, and people started leaving.
Pyroplasm H7W9 say, of course he is online. I have awoken him.
Yeah, you have summoned him. I haven't seen him in a very long time. Let's see if he says hi now. I haven't seen him in about 3 months or so. He probably is still in the Elder Scrolls. Alright, and the one question that I cannot ask anymore is if there are any life forms we still have to scan in this star system, because I know it will not be able to do it. And this Cloud AI implementation, it could. Well, it still can. But with this LLM, I know it will not be able to do it.
Pyroplasm-H7W9D say, come to open with all the other humans, CMDR.
I am pretty far from all the other humans at the moment, as you can see.
Pyroplasm-H7W9D say, play in the ball pit with us.
Oh, for that I need to get back to the bubble. Computer, how far are we from the bubble?
Analyzing travel telemetry standby. $10,787.66.
Computer, how far am I from the carrier? Didn't register? Ah, yes, of course it didn't register. It says can be the how far from the carrier. So it's this is the problem with the speech to text. Computer, how far am I from the carrier?
Analyzing travel telemetry standby. $63.78.
Computer, plot the route back to the carrier.
Route set.
Computer, let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Menopause is currently offline.
And he's gone. That was fast. Maybe he's installing the game on a new machine or something. Just wanted to see if it runs or not.
Hyperspace en route to air through PAUB 50-21, operating as a fuel star with Star Class M. Traffic data indicates normal flow with no reported incidents. There are no death reports at this time.
Computer power to
The
engines.
ship has arrived at its final destination.
Fuel swapping. Fuel suit disengaged.
Exit Super Cruise. No, that didn't register either.
The ship is currently reporting a warm, welcoming atmosphere aboard. All systems are stable and operating within optimal parameters. The crew is active and engaged. There are no reported incidents or anomalies in the sensor data at this time.
Ah, instead of cruise, it probably translated it as crew.
Request confirmed. Your designated path, Commander. That's affirmative. See you soon, Commander.
Landing gear deployed.
Market data available.
Touchdown. Command shutdown. Welcome to this carrier, Commander.
The ship has sold 9 star systems, earning a total of 3,694,682 credits. A bonus of 75,000 credits has been awarded.
Okay, did that correctly.
No gravity.
Let's see what it does on the cell organics event. So the verdict is, yeah, it is possible to run it with local LLM even on a single GPU. At least on RTX 3090. I don't know how it will work on anything less than this. I don't know how it will work on the AMD cards.
Can I be of assistance?
Yes, if I can click.
Following. Well, let's see what you've got for us.
Not much this time. 17 million.
Can I help you with anything else? Thank you for your contribution to our research.
Alright, that event got completely ignored. Stop doing it. Wow. Is my card cooking or something? The card is not liking it. System, no. Sudo. System CTL. Start. Oh, It does, but it also puts some load on the GPU, which kind of makes you wonder: do you want to burn your own GPU, or do you want to use the one on the cloud and save your GPU for the gaming? I mean, yeah, it's pushing the OBS because OBS is using NVIDIA as well to do all the rendering. It's pushing the game and it's pushing the two LLMs, the Queen 3.4b and Queen 3.14b. Plus the browser most likely is using GPU as well, the monitoring thing. Anyway, so the verdict is yes, it is possible to do, but in order for it to be usable, I would have to go through all these queries and all the commands. I would have to extract all the instructions into the inside the handlers and remove them from here. I would have to go through all of the instructions and make sure that they all work on the cloud LLMs and on the local LLM. And I would have to decide what I will do about the large data set, because some of these handlers are using very large data sets, especially like location based ones when you ask stuff about the current solar system. And in the bubble, in the busy solar systems, is going to be quite a bit. Plus, anything has to do with trade. Why? Because information that comes back from Sponge about trade contains market, among other things. And market has crap load of info. Do I even send that to LLM? Do I not? Do I? Trade and handle. Analyze trade route. Trade map of analyze trade route. Have some like a calculate trade route. Calculate trade route handle. What does it do? It picks criteria. What's in the trade criteria? A hops station, system station, starting capital, maximum cargo. But these are all primitive data. These are primitive data types, so that's not that much. And no, at least okay, at least all the calculation is happening on the background, and we only get the final results. So LLM does not see all those copious amount of data that comes back from Sponge. So that should be all right. But any questions about local star system, I'll have to figure something out about it, because small LLMs won't be able to handle that. That's a lot of data in there. Because there's lots of planets, markets, signals, carriers, battlefields, everything. There's a lot. And it's just not going to be able to process all of that. It will hallucinate like crazy. The only thing I can think of right now is separating that into different query handlers and sending only small subsets of data for that. Yeah, so there's that. It's just something I need to like sit down with a cup of coffee and pen and paper with computer turned off and everything else turned off, and just concentrate on brainstorming and drawing diagrams on a napkin. An old school guy. Anyhow, thank you for hanging out. Some progress in the project. At least we are toying with the local LLMs. Maybe one day it will be completely offline. So the only thing that will be online is the game. I'm going to commit all of this to the local repository. Working on local LLM. Work in progress. Yes, it is in here. And push the changes.
Jackass 2350. Say, thank you for your time.
Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by. I am going to eat something, I suppose. Have a wonderful day or evening or morning or night, wherever you are in the universe. I will be signing off, and I'll talk to you guys later sometime. Bye-bye.